So sitting tall, shoulders back, and I'm just gonna cross my legs. You can sit crisscross applesauce, however you'd like. I've got one foot actually stacked in front of the other. And we're just gonna start with some easy shoulder rolls. I wanna think about a string lifting out of the top of my head. Taking a full, strong inhale, ribcage expands. And a full, strong exhale, the ribcage contracts. I want to think about drawing my belly button to my spine. I want to think about this strong connection and really kind of knitting the ribs together and drawing the belly in. We're going to sit tall, shoulders up and back as you'd like. And I've just got my hands resting easy over my knees. They can rest on the floor beside you. And I'm just going to settle the shoulders down and back. And I want to think about opening up across the chest and pulling my scapula together slightly. We're going to sit up tall, lengthening through the spine with each exhale. Think about grounding to the floor and that long separation through your spine, creating that space in your vertebra with each breath cycle. Now at the same time, I'm thinking about knitting my ribs together, keeping this strong connection, but I also want to think about supporting and lifting from my pelvic floor. So that's also part of our core, and we want to think about really engaging that area whenever we can, providing that support from deep inside. Let's take one more breath cycle here, sitting tall, sitting quiet. And on your next breath cycle, we're going to leave at the top of the head and scoop out a circle around us. I'm allowing my neck to be involved in this. I'm tilting my ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder, and chin up. Keeping the strong connection. And we'll come to the top and hold it here. I'm going to take it the other direction. Inhale and exhale. Moving slowly, feeling this in your side body, in your back, other side body. Let's go ahead and come here to the top, sitting tall, and I'm going to lean forward into my hands. So as I take this little shift forward, I want to think about keeping my back straight. I'm hinging from my hips, leaning forward, feeling a little more stretch and release in the glutes and the low back, supported by your hands. And then as you feel like you can, leaning down a bit further into the elbows or forearms, but I still want to keep that straight back. So keep that strong abdominal connection. And see if you can take it just a bit lower with your exhale. I'm going to reach my arms out and press into the floor lightly as I round the back. I want to think about a cat stretch here. I'm going to keep a little bit of pressure on the floor as I drag this in, sitting up, nice and slow, head and shoulders stack tall. I'm going to lean back and just change my top leg or front leg. So sitting up nice and tall, we're going to take a little lean. I'm going to lean into my left hand and stretch my right side body. I want to be able to look under this arm and see the ceiling, not my arm. And then take a little circle, drag this around, little rag doll, and then just come up and over. So right now I'm just taking this little side stretch, rag doll, and then come back to the top. On your next one, we're going to add a little open to the back. So a little rag doll, circle, and this time a little bit of a lean back, and I'm opening the shoulders and chest toward the ceiling. And take that side body stretch, rag doll, keep the belly button scooped and open. Let's get one more here, guys. Taking your time, breathing through this movement, through the stretch, and open up. Come to the top. Let's take it the other direction. So I'm just going to take the lean and circle, and then just coming back up nice and tall. Take your lean and circle. On this next one, we'll add that little open to the back. So take this side body stretch, circle. And at this point, I want to open the shoulder and chest, circling that arm back a bit. And then take your side body stretch and circle. Scoop that belly and open. And one more, guys. Keeping that belly button drawn in tight, big circle open, sitting up tall, and again, taking that lean. So just leaning in as far as you feel the hips and back before you have to start to round through the upper back. So leaning down into this as you can, and we're a little different on each side. So just take your time, make sure that you're breathing. And then I'm going to reach this out a little further, press into the floor, and round the back. Keep a little bit of light pressure on the floor as we drag this in, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders back. And we'll just take a little seat, so bring your feet around, and we'll take our half roll back. And we're going to start off with the feet on the floor. I'm going to sit up really tall, reach out like you're holding a ball. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, begin that little half roll back. So just as far as you can, we're going to inhale, bring one leg up on an exhale, inhale, exhale, new leg up on the exhale. If you need, you can always hold behind the knees for a little added support. Otherwise, reaching out here, really starting to fire those abs, drawing the abdominals in, drawing your belly button to your spine, keeping that breath moving. Keep reaching through the fingers. Take it 3, 2, and 1. We're going to set it down, stretch forward, big reach, and sit up tall. Let's take an inhale, and on the exhale, half roll back as low as you can. One leg is going to come up, other leg is going to come up, and we'll just hold it here for a couple of breath cycles, reaching through those fingers. Now, when you're ready, we're going to alternately extend right and left. You can always add a little bit of support if you need that. And left. One more right, one more left. I'm going to take both feet up and squeeze my heels together, reaching, firing those abs. We're going to inhale, exhale down, and reach through those hands. Sitting up nice and tall. Now for this next one, I'm going to keep the feet on the floor for the rotation. I want to sit up, starting off tall. We're going to reach out, and this time I'm going to lean rather than round. I want to keep my heart reaching forward or pressing forward. I just take this lean. I'm going to lean back as far as I can, still keeping my heels on the floor. I'm going to turn toward you first. I'm going to open my palm and chest, reaching this palm back, nice long stretch, and back to center. Take it to the other side. Turn, twist, and look. Nice full open extension and center. Let's do that again. Turn, twist, and look. And bring it back to center. And turn, twist, and look. And back to center. Take a little stretch forward. And sit up tall. Now I want to revisit that, adding those extensions with the legs. So we're going to come on up, finding this balance. Now from here, we are going to extend the right, and I'm actually going to hold that hand, I'm having trouble with the language again, holding the leg with the hand and opening to the back of the room and back to center. And switch, you can hold the calf and open to the back of the room, big stretch, and back to center, switch. Now you can hold, or you can do it hands free, a little harder. Keep reaching, keep twisting, back to center, switch, and open, nice and long, engaging those quads. Back to center, let's take both feet up, just for a quick little teaser, sit and cross the ankles, come down for a quick little release. All right, so we're just going to come up and over to our knees. So just rocking forward and taking your position on your mat. So we're going to start off with our little cat and cow breath. I want to stack my shoulders over my wrists, stack your hips over the knees, and just kind of start with that strong full inhale, exhale. I'm going to look out on my inhale, tuck the tailbone up slightly, lengthening through the top of the head, and then round, curl the tailbone under. So we inhale on our cow stretch, and exhale on your cat stretch. Keeping that belly button drawn in, even when we go into that cow stretch. The belly is kind of down and the tailbone is up. I want to still keep that connection in the abdominals. Rounding, take an inhale. And this time, I'm going to exhale round. I'm going to turn my toes. Have your hands ready. We're going to press into our downward facing dog. And just take a moment, pedaling through those heels, positioning the feet wherever you need them. And I want to spread the weight through my hands, engaging all the way into the fingertips. So maybe curl the fingertips in a little bit. And we're pedaling through those heels, getting that little stretch for the heel, the calf, the back of the leg. Pushing your chest in the direction of your feet. Now I'm going to settle both heels down, really trying to sink through those heels. And I'm going to take a double lift and lower, both heels up and down. Think about that line down the back of your leg, stretching the heel into the mat, press. And as you press your heel down, think about pushing your chest forward just a bit more. And press. Let's get one more, and we're going to hold it here. Now I'm just going to round forward. So there's this cat stretch again, rounding forward into my plank. Now I want to stack my shoulders over my wrists. So if you need to adjust your feet, you can. We're going to bend the knees, tailbone drives back and up into our down dog. So just moving between these two positions, rounding forward to your plank, pressing back into your down dog. Moving with your breath, guys. Give yourself 2 more of these, please. And on your last one, we're going to press into our down dog. Hold it there. Bringing the tailbone up, adjusting the feet if you need that, and pushing into that downward facing dog, that upper body stretch just a little more here, guys. And let's go ahead and round forward, bringing our knees to the mat. And then I'm just going to shift back for an easy child's pose. Take your time, allow yourself to settle in, hips over your heels, and giving those wrists and forearms a little break. Coming back into your tabletop, I'm going to stack the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Let's take a couple more cat and cows. We're going to go into our little arabesque push-ups. So I'm going to inhale, look out ahead, keep that belly scooped. Exhale and round. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. And inhale. And exhale. Now this time we'll inhale, look out ahead. And on your exhale, pull your right knee toward your nose and then extend that leg and hold. I want to try to keep these hips level. So if this right hip kind of shifts up, try to squeeze and lower them, keeping neutral in alignment. I'm going to reach my left arm in opposition, reaching through the fingers, reaching through the toes. Let's take a little elbow to knee. So we're going to curl and then reset. Curl and reset. Think about distributing the weight through that supporting hand. It's working for you as well. Curl and extend. I'm going to get one more, guys. Curl and extend. I'm going to set my left hand down but slightly forward. I'm going to walk my right hand up to meet it, and I'm going to keep this leg in extension. We're going to lower the hips forward, and we're going to take 5, let's do 5 triceps push-ups. 5, 4, 3, here's 2, almost there, guys. Last 1, press it up, bring that knee down, and shift back. for a quick little release, giving those hands, wrists and forearms a little break. Coming up into our tabletop, starting with our cat-cow, we're going to inhale and exhale. Round, tuck the chin, tuck the tail, and inhale and exhale. And on this one, we inhale, exhale, round, left knee toward your nose, extend that leg and hold. Trying to keep that leg about hip height. I want to make sure my hips stay in that neutral position. All right, so from here, reaching your right arm in opposition, nice and long, fingertips to toes, elbow, knee, pull, and reset. Elbow, knee, and reset. Nice and tall. Think about that squeeze in the glutes as you lift that leg to hold it in position. Last one here, reach and hold. Set your right hand down slightly forward. Walk your left hand up to meet it. Keep that left leg reaching. Triceps push-ups here, guys. So we're going to lower 5, 4, 3, here's 2, and last one. Lower and press. Bring the knees apart, feet together, and settle back for a little child's pose. Take that little stretch. And go ahead and bring this up. Let's kick the feet around. And we're going to visit our hundreds and our roll-ups. So just kind of staying with some of the more traditional Pilates things. So we're going to start off with your knees bent. You can come down with your hands assisting, or we're going to walk it down one vertebra at a time, keeping it super controlled, super contracted through your abdominals. Think about that rib to hip. I'm getting all over the place here. Navel to spine. So when we come into forward flexion, then we'll think about our rib to hip connection. I'm going to start by walking one knee in, other knee in, and just take a moment here. So giving yourself just a quick little back massage, point and flex, ankle rotation if you would like some of that. We're going to take the knees, stack above the hips, and we want to keep that little tabletop position with our shins. Now, lifting into forward flexion, we're looking toward our belly button. Here's that rib to hip connection, and we're going to start with our pulses. We're going to flex on the inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, point and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, extend and flex, 2, 3, 4, 5, point and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Really strong inner thighs. And exhale. Now, adding on, lower 2, 3, 4, 5, and lift 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm using this whole arm to pulse, so not just your wrist. So if you're patting, try to use that whole arm all the way from the shoulder. Now hold it about halfway up. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4. Stay here. Lift up, knees in, head down, and take a break. I'm going to take one foot to the floor and then the other foot to the floor. We're going to extend these legs, and I want to zip my thighs together. So I want to think about this really strong inner thigh connection, and I'm going to externally rotate at the hip. So just a little turn out. I want to think about keeping those heels together. Take your arms reaching over the heart. So imagine you're holding a little ball in your hands. We're going to press to the ceiling, opening through the shoulder blades, and then pull the shoulder blades together. So squeeze that little space on the mat. Let's exhale as we reach and inhale as we retract. So while we're going through this, I also want to think about drawing the strong navel to spine connection. So really trying to keep that scooped hollow body type position, and thighs are zipped. So there's a lot going on here. And inhale. Let's exhale, reach. Inhale, retract. One more, guys. Exhale, reach. Now inhale, and I'm gonna do about half of a retraction. I don't want to do a full retraction because I'm going to shift my arms back, not so far that I lose this rib to hip connection. I wanna keep that hollow body scoop. So keeping the legs engaged, the back of the thighs, squeezing on your mat. Let's inhale, lift the head and shoulders. Exhale, peel, coming up and out, reaching into a forward fold. Just taking your time here, taking that little lean. We'll sit up tall, squeeze those thighs, and roll it down with control. For me personally, I feel like keeping the back of this active really kind of helps me control that down. We're gonna inhale and exhale, coming up. The legs are really heavy. We're gonna reach into this fold, nice and long. Sit up tall, inhale, exhale, down, squeezing through those legs as we lower with control. Inhale, exhale, up, out, and over, long forward fold. Sit up tall, taking it down one vertebra at a time. Arms float back. Inhale, exhale, up, out, and over, reaching long. Sit up tall, squeeze those legs together, turn those toes out slightly if you can. Let's get one more, guys. Inhale, exhale, up, out, and over, flexing the feet, taking that fold. Sit up tall, scoop that belly, rolling it down with control. Arms float back, and we circle this around. Now go and catch up with your waistband and move back onto your mat. We're going to start by pulling the knees into the chest, and we're going to go into a little 3-point stretch and then into our single leg circles. So I'm going to keep my right knee, and I'm just going to extend my left leg to the ground. Now, as I take this left leg out, I want to think about really grounding this leg into the floor. So as we take it over, I don't want to let this hip roll with me. So we're just going to start with a really easy guided circle. So just using your hand to kind of guide that knee around, getting a little mobility. Personally, I'm feeling a few little cracks and pops in there, so I'll probably need this pretty bad. We're going to pull that knee in toward the chest, and I'm going to lift my nose toward my knee. We're going to unfold that leg, lengthening, opening through the hamstring. And if you're out here a little further, that is totally okay, all right? So we're just going to take this bend and straighten, and bend and straighten. Seeing if you can get maybe just a little more with each one of these, just a little more stretch. Let's take one more, and I'm going to hold this leg nice and long. You can add a point and flex. Good. Inhale, exhale. We're not holding our breath on any of these stretches or exercises. All right, so I'm going to lower my head and shoulders, and I'm going to bend my knee and just take it out to the side. I'm going to create a little brace under that knee and start with this adductor stretch. So inner thighs, getting this little opener, and I want to try to keep this hip down. Now, as you can bend and straighten, or just go to straight and hold. Now, if you want a little more stretch, a little more intensity, you're going to take your hand to the inside and press it out. You can also add a little point and flex. I'm keeping this left hip down on the floor. Try to keep the shoulders on the floor as well. And that might actually help you keep that hip on the floor if you feel it kind of lifting and rolling. Now, let's bend the knee, and I'm going to pull it across. I'm only going to go about 2/3 of the way. I want to keep this right shoulder on the floor. Then, as you can, take it over a little further, keeping this abdominal connection. So I'm just pulling this knee across. You can also place a little brace under that knee if you need that. You can also extend that leg and reach out across, maybe reach for the floor if your back is feeling that flexibility. Keep the breath moving. I'm just going to gaze toward the ceiling. You can also look out across this back hand, adding that cervical spine to the twist. Make sure you're breathing. Good inhale, Full exhale. I'm going to pull that knee back to center. And one more time, we're going to do that little nerve glide. So just that extend and bend, nice and long. Now extend and hold. I'm going to lower my head and shoulders. Hands can be next to your side. We're in a letter T. We're going to draw a circle on the ceiling, stop at 12 o'clock, and unwind that circle. So just relax the shoulders into the floor and think about this smooth, controlled circle. Belly button is drawn to the spine. And inhale, exhale. Now, if you can move your arms over the top of your head or reach up like you're holding a ball. So the arms give you no support on the floor when we're here. Let's get one more, guys. Inhale, draw that circle. Exhale, unwind that circle. And we're going to float that knee in. I'm going to walk the other knee in and take a quick little release for the low back and glutes. Now I'm going to keep my left knee and extend this right leg. So again, anchoring that leg to the floor, really trying to keep this hip very quiet. We use this little guided circle. Left hand is just going to guide that right knee around a little bit, getting into this hip mobility, scooping that belly. Now, let's go ahead and pull the knee into the chest. I'm going to lift my head and shoulders and unfold that leg. So you're a little different on each side. If you need to adjust, take that leg out a little further. All right, so lengthening, trying to get to this fully straight leg. So that means engaging your quadriceps as we stretch our hamstrings. So a little bend and extend. All right, so I'm just going to lower my head and shoulders, bend the knee, and take this leg out to the side, creating that little brace if you need that. And you can also work here, that little bend and extend. And then, if you choose, take that leg to extend and press the leg open. Now I'm keeping this right hip down on the floor, shoulders down on the floor. That can kind of help you just kind of mindfully engage this hip down. Shoulders relax to the floor. Now I'm going to bend my knee and pull it across, about 2/3 of the way, keeping this left shoulder on the floor. And then once you're ready, go ahead and increase that twist. Nice little stretch into that back. And from here, as we did before, you can create a little brace under the knee. You can extend that leg and even extend and try to twist a little deeper. I'm going to look over my back palms, my left palm, creating that full spinal twist all the way to the cervical spine. Make sure we're not holding our breath. Now let's take an inhale. Exhale, back to center. And one more time for that little nerve glide. So I'm just going to lift and we're going to extend and bend. So really trying to get as much stretch out of those hamstrings as we can. And up and down. Let's get one more. We're going to take it up and down. I'm going to walk this knee in. Other knee comes in. Take a quick little release. All right, so we're going to do, we're going to get a little more into that twist. And so we're just going to do this little book opener. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to.
Do you want to draw circles with that leg?
Hello?
Draw circles.
Thank you. Thank you, Ziti. Yeah, I was thinking something might have missed. All right. So Ziti reminded me, we're not done. We're going to pull that knee in and extend that leg up nice and long. So hands next to your hips, letter T, and draw your circle and unwind it. So I'm glad somebody's paying attention. Thank you. And exhale. This kind of goes with me losing time today as well. And exhale. Keep that belly button scooped. Keep those hips really quiet so we're not rocking and rolling. And inhale, circle. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Give yourself one more, guys. Inhale. And exhale. Now float that knee in. Now walk the other knee in. All right, so now we're more balanced. So let's go ahead and roll this over to one side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to extend my bottom arm out. And I just have my hips stacked. I have my knees stacked. If you need to, or if you want a little additional twist, you can actually move this bottom leg out a little straighter. It increases just a little more of this twist. I'm just going to start with my knees stacked for the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out palm over palm, and then we're going to take a nice big open twist and reach this palm to the floor behind us. Nice open shoulder, biceps, pecs, and then we're going to bring this up and over. So right now I'm just going palm to palm and up and over. Nice full twist. Make sure we're breathing. And then take it out. Now, if you want to add a little additional twist, I'm just going to take that bottom leg out from under. So I've just increased this twist just a slight bit. I'm going to reach this palm out a little further and then up and over. Nice open stretch and back to the front, reaching out. So I'm going just a little further than my hand, and then up, out, and over. And reach, and one more. Hold it here, really trying to open through the shoulder, the chest, open through the palm. I feel this in the front of my arm, my biceps. Nice open stretch. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring it back in and bring my knees together. Now I'm going to flip to my other side so I can still see you, but you can just turn over on your mat if you choose. So from here, taking that little side lying position, reaching that palm out in front. I've got my knees stacked, I've got my hips stacked. We're just gonna take it palm to palm, and we'll open this up nice and wide, opening through the palm, the shoulder, and the chest. Looking out over that back palm, and then bring it back in, and opening, nice, full range of motion here as you can. Working on this back shoulder, coming a little closer to the floor maybe with each of these, and taking it back. Let's get one more with the knees stacked. And you can always choose to keep the knees in the same position. I'm going to bring this up and over. Now I'm just going to extend that bottom leg and let this top knee come over just a little more. I'm going to reach slightly past my hand and then come up and over and twist, and bringing it back. I'm going to take that reach and up and over and twist. Moving with your breath. Take your time, guys. You don't have to do every single one with me. If you want to stay in that twist for another breath cycle, feel free. And nice big open stretch. I'm going to get one more here. Nice big reach and open this up, getting that nice little twist, stretch, and pull it back. And I'm going to bring my knees together, and I'm just going to rotate onto my back. Now, those of you who were here for the Saturday flexibility class, we did some of these little windshield wipers with our hips. So we're going to revisit that today. And so what I'm going to do is start with my feet about shoulder distance apart or slightly wider. You can always adjust to whatever you need. So what I'm going to do is let my knees drop to one side. So I kind of create this little 90-90, so 90 degrees kind of angles here with the knees. So I'm letting this outside knee rotate in, my inside knee rotate out. And we're just going to take this to the other side. So I'm going to try to keep my shoulders on the floor for these. Your hip is going to come off the floor just a bit. So just kind of feeling this twist, a little different area of your back and in your hips. I think this one feels pretty good. And I usually feel some good little cracks and pops in my back with it as well. Make sure that we are breathing with this, keeping the belly button drawn in. I want to think about keeping this connection, keeping that pelvic floor support, and just that little side to side. For me, I feel this in my outer hip, and that is probably what my body's been craving for days, for weeks. All right, so you can stay with your shoulders on the floor, or you can choose to come up a little higher. I'm just going to face you for some of these. And we're just going to take that same little 90 and then switch it over. So if you're able to come up into this upright position, if you feel like you need a little more reclining, take it back to your back. Now, for those of you who can, you're going to come up and you're going to sit more upright. So we're going to really engage our core, and we're going to take this little hip mobility, just this little side to side, not using the hands. And I find I tend to walk off of my mat with this one. Let's get one more each side. So taking that little twist. And I feel like at this point, my knee really can get down into the floor with that. And we'll come back to center and find our butterfly. So take your time, sitting back, bringing those heels together. Now, if your knees are still a little bit tight, a little bit high, you can use your forearms to help guide them out. Now, with this, I want to sit up really tall. Think about that string lifting out of the top of your head. Your shoulders are down. We're going to draw the belly button to the spine. We never let it go, actually. And we want to think about, again, that strong support from inside, that pelvic floor really remaining, that strong supportive contraction from inside. Now I'm just going to take an ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder, and chin up. Just taking your time, moving with your breath. Those hips still feel a bit tight. Think about sending your breath into some of those tight spaces. Let's come to the top, chin up. Take it the other direction. Keeping the belly button scooped. And we'll end with our chin at the top, nice and tall, coming back to sit. And I'm just going to cross one knee over, or one ankle over my opposite knee. So from here, this is my right leg over my left. I'm going to take my left elbow and just hug and just get a little twist happening here. So pulling this leg in, feeling a little more of this outer hip. Now, if you'd like, you're going to take this right hand behind, increasing that twist. We can inhale and then exhale, looking out over that shoulder. Let's take an inhale and exhale back to center. I'm going to lean back and change. So I've got my right leg on the bottom, left leg is crossed over. Right shoulder is going to come in and just hug that knee as you can. So if you're still out here a little ways, that's okay. I want to think about that twist shoulder toward my knee. Holding this position, not holding your breath. I want to think about this outer hip, getting into that spine. You can take this left hand behind. Inhale. Exhale into that twist. Make sure that we're continuing with that breath. Nice full inhales and exhales. Let's take an inhale and exhale, releasing everything. All right, so we're just going to come over to our belly, and we're going to get a few swans. So we're going to get some back extensions. I'm going to lower to the floor and extend those legs, reaching them out just slightly apart. And I'm going to start with my hands. We'll start with them a little further forward. My elbows are open for the moment. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, I'm just going to come up. We're going to take the elbows in And think about lengthening through the top of the head. The shoulders are down, creating this space through the neck. Let's draw the belly button in, and I want to maintain an active leg. So I want to think about a little squeeze in my glutes. Let's take an inhale, and we'll exhale, lower down. You can keep the hands in this position or draw them back just a bit. I've got my hands just below my shoulders, elbows stay close. We're going to inhale and exhale, peeling into our swan. So my elbows are still a little bit bent, but if you have a really bendy back, you might be able to go up a little higher. And with a couple more reps, we all might be able to go up a little bit higher. Shoulders down, think about that length in the neck, your belly button is scooped. We're gonna inhale, exhale, down with control. Take an inhale, exhale, lengthening. Take an inhale, exhale, down. Let's get one more, please. Inhale, exhale, drawing the shoulder blades down your back, coming into that tall, lifted position. Now, if you're still on your elbows, that is completely fine. Think about that length through your spine, engaging through the back of the legs. The glutes are strong. We're going to inhale, exhale, down with control. I'm going to bring my feet together, press back for child's pose, keeping the belly button drawn in. I'm going to take that reach. My hips settle over my heels, arms are reaching, and the head relaxes forward. Let's bring this back to hands and knees. Actually, let's come up to our knees. So just one quick little thing. We're going to lift the string out of the top of our head. I want to think about this line between my knees, my hips, and my shoulders. We're going to reach out. We're going to press the hips forward as we just take a little lean back. So feeling this in the top of the thigh, engaging through the quadriceps. Inhale, and then exhale. Bring it up. Repositioning as you need. We're going to inhale and exhale. Keep that little squeeze, keep our core engaged, keep that little reach, and bring it forward. Let's do that one more time. We're going to inhale and exhale, back and hold. Just as far as you can, keep that reach, keep it strong, lengthening. Take one more breath cycle here. Inhale, exhale, bringing it down, another child's pose, little stretch. And let's go ahead and come over to the ball of our foot. Take your time, settle in, find your balance. We're gonna add that little side stretch that we added on Saturday as well. So I wanna find this balance, and I wanna look out ahead. Now, I'm gonna have one hand down, so what I'm gonna do is set my right hand down and keep my gaze, keep my focal point, and then take this lead, keeping the stretch in the side body and even into the hip, but I still wanna maintain that balance, that foot and ankle stability. It might get a little tough there. Keep it strong, and then bring it up. Nice and tall, foot and ankle stability. Left hand is on the floor. Find your balance. Taking that lean. Think about keeping those hips stacked. Nice big reach, and take it fingertips to the floor. I'm going to settle my hands a little more in front, and I'm just going to lift into a forward fold. Now you can separate your feet as you need and take the little pedal through the legs. Allow the head to relax forward. Maybe shake the head no. Settle both heels down and just bring yourself into the heel. So making sure that we're balanced through the foot. I'm going to bring my hands to my elbows, a little side to side. Coming back to center, soften your knees, and let's unfold one vertebra at a time, releasing the arms as we come up to the top. Head and shoulders, stack tall. Take a big inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms down. And thank you very much, guys. That's our Monday class. I hope everybody's week is off to a great start. Thank you.